And when the doctor said I no longer had cancer in my body, I knew I'd made deep internal changes. Now, I did not have an operation, I did not have chemo, and I did not have radiation. I don't tell other people to do that because I know very well that God works through the medical profession also. And sometimes an operation is a necessary thing to have while we change our consciousness. But I decided to use the tools that I knew and to really go for it. And I was pleased with the remission, but I wasn't surprised. You know, as Dr. Bernie Siegel says in Love, Medicine, and Miracles, when people change, the new personality often does not need the old disease. The new personality does not need the old disease. And a bonus that I hadn't expected was that I got to look younger. And I thought, oh, isn't that fun? And the clients I now attracted were almost all people who were willing to work on themselves. They made enormous progress, and without me really saying anything, they could sense and feel that I was living what I was teaching. So it was easier for them to accept the ideas I was teaching and work with them. And of course they got positive results. You can't do inner work on yourself without improving the quality of our life. And that's what it's all about, really. We improve the quality of our life. We make peace with ourselves on an inner level, and we learn to love and accept who we are. And then life seems to flow much, much nicer. So what did this experience teach me personally? That I really had the power to change my life if I was willing to change my thinking. And as I worked with people, I really began to listen to what they said. I really began to hear the words, not just get the general drift. And after 10 minutes with a new client, I could tell exactly why they had a problem. Because I could hear the words they were speaking, I could see how they were talking, and I knew that was contributing to their problem. And if they were talking and thinking that way, what was their self-talk like? It must be more and more of the same negative programming, poverty thinking, as I call it. And I really understood the saying that the subconscious mind has no sense of humor. This is important for us to know, because you cannot make a joke about yourself and just think, oh, well, it doesn't mean anything. If it's a put-down joke, your subconscious mind accepts it as true. Your subconscious mind, or the universe, however you want to call it, accepts everything you say as truth for you. And it creates according to your beliefs. It's like God always says yes. We have been given this infinite power of choice, and the universe backs up everything. And if you want to believe that you're a failure, and nobody loves you, and that you'll never amount to anything, and life is difficult, and you'll never have what you want, the universe loves you enough to give you what you declare. You have unlimited choice, and if you choose these poverty concepts and beliefs, then it's assumed that that's what you want, and that's what you'll get, and will continue to get until you're willing to change your thoughts and make other choices. We're never stuck because we can always think another thought. Billions and billions of thoughts to choose from. I remember when I used to work with clients privately, I would hear them arguing so much for their limitations. They would always want me to know that they were stuck because of this or this or this or whatever. But you know, if we believe that we're stuck, if we accept that we're stuck, then we are stuck. We get to be stuck because our belief is being fulfilled. You could notice with other people what they say and how they say it. And see if you can begin to connect what they say with what they're experiencing in their life. You know, many people live their lives in shoulds. Should is a word that my ear is very attuned to. It bounces, it's almost like a bell goes off every time I hear it. And often I will hear people that will use 12 shoulds in a paragraph. And then they wonder why their life is so rigid. why they can't move, why they don't live in a life of freedom, but they're into a lot of control, and they're either making themselves wrong or someone else. And you know, the way we say things and how we say them can be as simple as getting up in the morning and looking outside and seeing the rain and saying, it's a lousy day or it's a wet day. It's totally different approach, and yet the rain is still there. The rain isn't going to make it any different. It's how you approach it. So notice how happy, joyous people usually have very nice lives. And notice how lonely, unhappy, poor, ill people often talk. How do they have a tendency to talk? What words do they use? And what have they accepted as the truth for themselves? How do they describe themselves? How do they describe their work, their lives, their relationships? What do they look forward to? What have they accepted as truth for them? And please don't run around telling perfect strangers that they're ruining their lives. And don't do it with your friends or family either, because it's not going to be appreciated. But use this information to begin to make connections that you can apply to yourself, because it's your life you want to change. Are you willing to change your life by changing your thinking? Because even on the smallest level, if you change your thinking and the way you talk, your experiences are going to change. Are you willing to change your self-talk into positive affirmations? Now remember, an affirmation is really anything we say or think. A lot of what we normally say and think is quite negative, and it doesn't create good experiences for ourselves. We have to retrain our thinking and speaking into positive patterns if we're going to get good results. When we talk about doing affirmations, we really mean to make a positive statement about something we want to eliminate from our life or something we want to create in our lives. And too often we say things like, I don't want this in my life anymore. But that doesn't give us a clear picture. We don't state clearly what we do want. You know, to say, I don't want to be sick anymore doesn't give your subconscious mind a clear picture of the health you'd really like. You've got to realize that your spoken word is very, very powerful. If you say, I hate this job, it doesn't give you a wonderful new job. Even if you get a new job, you'll probably hate it soon, because that's what you're saying about it. So you need to clearly declare your desires in a very positive way. Think for a moment, what is it you really want right now? What is it you want today in your life?